All right. Well, welcome everybody. This is fun. 2:30 in the afternoon.
Sunday fun day.
What's going on? Well, I'll talk to you about that in a second then. I guess we'll just start the show, right?
Yeah.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Jaret and this is a podcast. It's called Jaret Goes to the Movies. Each week we get together and talk about a movie that we watched that week, plus whatever the hell else is on our minds. And we're glad you're here. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is Jaret. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Super excited to be here. A special edition for us. If you're a listener, not so much, but if you are a viewer, we're doing this on a Sunday afternoon so that our UK family across the pond don't have to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to be able to hang out with us. And we are talking about the Green City Hooligans, which I had actually never even heard of.
You almost nailed it.
And what's that?
Green Street
Hooligan. Yeah, I keep wanting to say Green River Ordinance, Green City Bastards.
The big green,
the final green belly.
One-eyed green monster.
I just can't get it right. I cannot get it right ever. And but anyway, I'm super stoked about this because we just watched the movie actually right up until we did 5 questions 30 minutes before this, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to talk about it. But again, yeah, Sunday afternoon. I was gonna drink. I'm not drinking, and here's why: because I ended up having some wine yesterday, and we did a nice little hang over at a neighbor's. Another one of our quarantine friends. You know, we're keeping it real. We're social distance in a good way with people that we trust and know. And
what is Jaret Reddick's definition of some wine? I had some wine. Is that 8 bottles?
Well, I mean,
we measure by the box.
I was gonna say it was a box and solo cups, so there's no way to tell.
There is no way to tell how much anybody had. I will say that I was probably drinking the fastest because I was just like, my body was like, oh, fuck, alcohol. Yeah, let's go. This is amazing. But it really enjoyed it. But you know what? I'm proud of myself because I still haven't been drinking beers. And that's, something that I am trying desperately not to want because it's so delicious when it hits the lips.
Yeah, I'm trying desperately to want it.
Yeah, are you? Well, you can't. You don't need to lose weight, you bastard.
I know, but I don't feel like I can be drunk all day. Like if we were doing this at 8 p.m. our time, I could absolutely get drunk. The kids are in bed.
Yeah.
But,
that's very true. And you know what? I get it. But see, we could totally pull that off if we wanted to. If we were drinking right now, like we could turn it into a whole thing. And, our kid puts himself to bed. It's we got it down.
When I teach my 19-month-old to put herself to bed, then I'm in.
Hammered on a Sunday afternoon.
Life.
Yay!
Yeah. Amy is here, and you can't see her. Weird.
That's strange.
Is Jaret Goes to the Movies is saying that.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. She's
Sean
definitely
has
here.
No idea.
Sean can't see Amy?
No, I mean, I have our feed on outside of this.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at Amy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're good. It's got to be something else is wacky is happening. With me, as always, is Eric. Hello, sir. How are you?
Bruh, hanging in there. How are you?
Good. Yeah, good. I am actually really good. I'm feeling good, and I am staying busy, which is a good thing, And how about you? I haven't asked about that much lately. How have you been? How's work and all that stuff going?
Work was a little busy this week because I was trying to wrap everything up before going on vacation this week. So of course that means trying to tie up all the loose ends that we've got hanging out there, but got it all done. Getting all the laundry done to go on the trip. We leave Tuesday. Got up really early to watch Everton play this morning, and they got their fucking asses kicked by Wolves. So, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Woody is admin on our page, so I forget that he can answer stuff.
I get it now.
That's really funny.
I didn't see her because she's wearing camouflage. Fucking Woody.
Yeah, that's
Joke
a good
always
gig.
goes well once you get
It
it.
always works.
But it usually does take a minute when you use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because people forget that what they put on.
That's so funny. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like people will go, "I like your shirt," and you always have to look at it to see what the fuck am I wearing.
Shit, it smelled okay.
Yeah, yeah, that is freaking funny.
Way
I
to
love it. Eric, yeah, you actually have a question, and it's pertinent to the conversation. Eric, what did you think of the Wolves versus Everton game?
God, Everton fucking sucks. We're so bad. The midfield is fucking bad. Jordan Pickford is living off of the last World Cup still, and he's fucking probably besides Chelsea's keeper, like the worst one in the league. So it's just, like painful to watch. I don't even get mad anymore. I just expect
I'm
it.
a Cowboys fan.
Same.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like a Browns fan, but you know, you can go
Yeah.
ways if you'd like.
And on the other hand, you're a Manchester United fan.
They lose, and you're like, "Fucking team sucks." They're garbage.
Yeah, but then one win, fucking Super Bowl. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're a Cowboys fan too, aren't you?
Yeah. Cowboys, Texas A&M football,
Yikes.
Yeah.
the Rangers.
Yeah.
It's always bad.
Just give yourself one. Just be a Patriots fan and just be fine.
Oh, gross.
Can't do that. I just
Give it. Just give-
Disgusting. You watch your mouth.
There were like 3 years in there when the Stars were good when I was an adult, and then the Mavericks won one, and then that's really been it for my sports watching love.
Well, the Rangers made it to the series, and
Well, that's what I mean. But then, and then you lose in the most heartbreaking fashion ever, and
yeah.
I don't ever want to go through that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports. All right.
Jaret goes to the sports.
My lovely wife Casey is here. Hi, babe.
Hi.
You talked over your introduction music,
I forgot about it.
and
I've only been doing this for 4 years.
exactly. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Good. I
Thanks for asking.
remember downstairs we were hanging out earlier, and then we walked up here. And now we're doing a show.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too. How is everything going with you?
Oh, me? I'm sorry. I thought we already moved on. That's usually where you stop talking.
I'm trying here. You gave me shit several weeks ago.
Because you'll go, "How are you doing?" And I'll go, "Well," and then you'll go, "Well, me and Casey did this
I
today."
understand that. I have tried. If
You love to tell people how I'm doing.
go back and listen to the last 4 to 5 episodes, and I haven't been doing that.
I'm just panicking right now. You've never talked to me this long ever.
That is not true. That is absolutely not true. It could
Maybe
be.
like when y'all first started dating, maybe.
No,
No, we talked a lot less then.
Roadhouse.
I love it. Yes. And Sean is here as well. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey guys.
Right there on the mute button, bud. Nice, because we talked about it earlier too. He's on guard. How's everything going over there? I see that you were barbecuing on the Pit Boss every single day.
Almost every single day. I haven't used the kitchen in before I got it. I don't know. Yeah.
Me too, and I don't even have a Pit Boss. So, fuck it.
I love this. The comments are already coming in on the accents.
Mhm. The first comment was about the accent.
Michael Price and Charlie Hunnam is okay. Basically, Charlie Hunnam is a Jordy, so he'd never talk like that. Also, terrible East London accent. So the thing is that we have him on an American show over here. It's with biker gangs and shit. What's that show? Oh, we'll talk about that.
Sons of Anarchy.
That's
Do you know what Jared? Do you know where a Jordy is from?
Newcastle.
Yes, sir.
They actually have their own language, and they can speak Jordy, and you cannot understand a fucking thing they say. It's pretty crazy. And Amy Pitzinger is also here joining us as always during
Hello.
COVID. Hi, Amy.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I feel the same though with you, like that I do with Casey. I mean, I know how
How
you're
are you doing?
I know what
You
you've
know.
been doing. Yeah.
How was your night last night?
Oh yeah.
You were there.
You were there every single day. It's we're doing it together. We're gonna make it, guys. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through COVID.
Are we?
What do you think about that song, Eric?
Have you written a song about COVID yet?
I'm not gonna, because everybody else is.
Fair enough.
You know, it's like one of those things where everybody is gonna come out of this with some sort of like a new inspiration, a new look
Right.
on life and all of this shit. And I'm going to try not to bandwagon Joe.
Have you written a song about mozzarella sticks yet?
Nobody's doing that.
No,
Surely you have at some point, like in the
Certainly.
car.
I'm certain that I have sung about mozzarella sticks in my life. Yes, I'm sure. I bet Perry Grip has a song about that for sure.
I'm just saying, if you want a kind of a niche thing, like writing songs about appetizers you can get from a TGI Fridays might be the way to go.
Or a
Yeah.
Sonic. for sure.
54th Street mozzarella sticks.
Wait, do you like but you don't like the curds, right?
I don't like the curd versions.
They give you a mix there if you want to. Oh, here's a question for you, Eric. Everton, but why?
Well, when you live in the United States, you don't really get the choice of geographically selecting a team. So when my oldest daughter was very, very little, still a baby, I would get up with her in the mornings, and soccer was on, football. And so I just started watching it. I had never watched before and got into it because every weekend there's soccer on TV. So at the time, Landon Donovan, who played for the United States,
Yep.
was playing for Everton, as was Tim Howard. So I chose Everton. Now, at that same time, Clint Dempsey was playing for Fulham, and I almost picked them, which would have been even worse than picking Everton. So, I ended up okay.
It's very
And,
good to pick a team. When we started going over to the UK, which was early 2000s, we all picked a team, and Chris chose Chelsea, and I loved playing in Manchester, and so I chose Manchester United, not knowing that there were two teams in Manchester. So
City.
I did not know who Manchester City was. But that has been a blessing, so to speak, for me, because that on the last tour, they were nice enough to let us walk. We had to walk like 2 blocks over to Old Tundrum, and we were given a really insane all access tour to the place and got to see some of the inside stuff that not many people get to see. It was really, really cool. So
Did you get to meet Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I did not. No,
Hmm.
I got to meet a guy named Tim, I think, and then a really nice American girl that works for them. And
Oh, was she nice?
yeah, weren't you there?
Yeah, I was there. It was awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
She
that's
was
what I
super
thought.
She was actually she's a really nice lady.
She was really pretty too.
Yeah,
She was.
Super hot.
That's what girls say about themselves all the time, though. Anyway, like, she is so pretty.
That's what we all
She's
thought.
got a pretty face.
What? You're so pretty, Eric. You're so pretty.
I am pretty.
I'm sure we're going to talk about a little
I
bit
don't
more.
think girls do that. I think they have really specific like things. It'll be like the one with the good eyebrows, the one with
Yeah,
the huge boobs.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. You're right. We will talk more, I'm sure, about football and how it pertains to our daily lives as we get into talking about the Green Street Hooligans. Let me take care of a little bit of business first. We are supported solely by our Patreon site. We do not allow advertisers on this show. So when you listen, you are just listening to us. We don't take breaks for commercials or anything like that. And that is because we have been for over 4 years supported by our fans. And you can become a supporter and get lots of inside shit. So some news for you guys that are Patreon supporters. We are back with if you're a $10 supporter, our Zoom Hangouts are coming back. It's going to be super fun. Zoom, we were not able to have like more than like 10 people back in the day when we did Skype and Google Hangs. Now with Zoom, we're going to be able to have a lot of fun together once a month. Be great. $35 tier. You can now, if somebody is a $50 supporter and cancels on 5 questions, we will go to our $35 supporters to try and get you guys to fill in. So that is a new perk to being a $35 supporter. And also any of you $10 and up supporters are going to get a perk in the month of August. So if you are not at the $10 level and you want to bump up so that you get the perk, that will be coming to everybody who is a $10 supporter next month. And if you want to know more about what that's all about, patreon.com/Jaret Goes to the Movies. This is a David Dooley and Woody Chambers production. Our Patreon supporters are our producers at the $20 level. Ad Craner, Amy Pitzinger, Andy Smith, Ashley C., Brian Mason, Brian Dunning, Buster Hyman,
Oh man.
Roadhouse.
That one, I just read right through it. That was a good one. It's perfect when they're really readable, you know?
Yeah. Good one.
Shell Ordway, Chris Cranfield, Chris Jacobs, Daniel Cotton, David Dooley, David Murray, Dennis Hopp, Derek Smith, Diane Small, Don Petretta, Emily Parnell, fucking Joe Barlow, who we're still sending good vibes to. I think he did actually have to have a procedure in the hospital. So everybody, if you got extra mojo, send it to fucking Joe. Gage Strickland, Gareth Roberts. Hey, pull that clip for me, Sean. That was fucking cool. I rhymed that shit. Didn't even mean to. Geraldine Darling, Gregory Cordone, Greg Lee, Greg Stevens, A Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast, Jared Spear, Jason Aylesworth, Jeff Yeager, Joey Bishop, John Gickler, Joseph Richards, Josh Millman, Kate Etro, Katie Gardner, Kim Murphy, Kirsty Fisher, Lily Hollahan, Lisa Wenzel, Lucy Murray, Mandy Pretty, Michael Price, Maddie Ice, Mike Breton, Nick Brignoni, Rodon James, Ray Elliott, Robert Mays, Rob Popplestone, Sean Blackstone, Sean Barger, Steve May, Tess Green, Trey Wren, Vinny Cataldo, Wendy Croft, Woody Chambers, and Spee Hurst. Give it up for our amazing $20 supporters. We appreciate y'all. If you're new to this podcast, don't worry. I'm not going to just keep trying to get money out of you. That is the end of that. We will now go on to our very first thing, which is a video review sent in by a supporter by the name Daniel Cotton. Give me 1 second, please, to be able to do this for you.
This will be really suiting because nobody will be able to understand him either.
I bet he loved it.
Hi guys, it's me, Daniel Cotton from Twitter. Anyway,
Hold
I
on.
want to talk about this on Green Street
Let me fix
Hooligans,
this.
or just
Let me fix this. Holy shit. What have I done? I'm going to die. Oh, my Lord. Holy crap. Hold on. Let me figure out how to do that. Okay, let me think about this for a second. I need to share my screen. Go to
Command Q.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to share.
Shift F4.
Oh, I got it. I got to share this and then share. Yep. And then I move this over, right? And then I click this thing.
In 8 easy steps,
Yeah.
you too can share a video.
it's me, Daniel Cotton from Twitter.
God damn it, guys. I'm so sorry. I feel like an asshole here. Let me try again. Share screen.
You can do it.
I think I can do this. Application window. This guy. No, I can't. Okay. I know what to do. I got it. All I got to do is do this. Share my entire screen. Wait, hold on. I'm going to fix it. Hold on. And how's that?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to talk about this on Green Street Hooligans. It's me, Daniel Cotton from Twitter. Anyway, I want to talk about this on Green Street Hooligans, or just Green Street, as we call it in England, because we don't judge people for hooliganism here. Who doesn't want to beat the shit out of the opposing team's fans after a football game? I know I do. Green Street's one of my top 10 favourite films of all time. That doesn't mean it's a good movie. It's not. It's full of terrible acting, terrible accents, not much of a plot to follow, and really glorifies violence in a lot of ways. But I love it. It's rated 18 here, so the first time I watched it, I was 12, and I was like, cool, violence, you know. So now I'm an adult, and I'm like, yeah, that's a film that I used to love, so I still love it. It received glowing reviews from Nuts, which is an old porno magazine that they don't publish anymore. That was the best review, so they put it on the front of the DVD. It's a good movie. Hi guys, it's me.
It's good to have Daniel. I know Daniel. We already did this.
Cotton.
We've heard that a bunch of times. Hold on, guys.
Hey, hi, Daniel.
Now I got to figure out how to fucking get off this thing. Okay.
Unshare, yeah.
All right. Hey, that was Daniel Cotton from Twitter.
I agree with him 100%. I was trying to figure out how I was going to tell you guys that I really liked this movie, even though it was really bad. And he just did it. So that's great. Thank you, Daniel. I'm going to leave now. I'll see you guys.
He's done the job for you, yeah?
Yay.
All right, Green Street Hooligans 2005, 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb and 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. So every once in a while, I like to tell you about how Rotten Tomatoes works. Basically, they send the movie to critics. The critics then decide whether they liked the movie more than they hated it or hated it more than they liked it. That's it. So that's your percentage. 47% of this of the critics liked this more than they hated it, meaning that this is one of the rare movies where 53%, more people hated it than liked it.
Yeah, that didn't happen to us often. Like even Beetlejuice was like up in the 90s, I think.
Even Beetlejuice. All right, budget was $8 million, box office an unfortunate $4.3 million.
Ugh.
Which could, I mean, I don't understand. This is not on any of the streaming sites. We had to watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
And which was fine. I mean, actually, it was great. It looked amazing. And I thought when I heard we were going to have to watch it on YouTube, I thought it was going to be one of those ones where like there's a guy with a camera in the
Yeah.
and like you could barely hear it, and you hear every time he sneezes. You know,
The only part that sucked about watching it on YouTube was the captions, though.
yeah.
Yes.
It was actually comical for a minute. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not even close.
It was not even
Do you have
remotely
a
close.
toddler typing this out for you.
Well,
The YouTube captioning actually caught less of the dialogue than I did watching it,
Yes.
which is
100%. Yeah.
saying a lot.
Well, because they're using so much British slang during this, it's almost like the writer wanted to get it all in there, you know, like they literally from beginning to end, anytime you're in the group of boys of the GSC, they're just trying so hard to get all of that British shit into there. And then the captions could not catch any of it. And
I don't know why they didn't just speak American.
well, they did create the language, so I'm not sure that's a thing. All right. Had you seen this movie before, Eric?
Never heard of it.
All right, cool. So we love to do this thing. This is a thing where Eric goes and he can look at the poster of the movie and he tells us what he thinks the movie is going to be about. All right, here we go.
Over to Eric for his synopsis.
In Green Street Hooligans, we follow the lives of London's most infamous soccer firm in the days and weeks leading up to the biggest match of the year. Will the boys best their rivals, and more importantly, will they realize that the life of a soccer hooligan might not be worth all that they have to give up for the glory?
Okay, that's a good try.
Look, here's what I know. I knew it was about soccer, so I assumed it was set in London. I knew with the name Hooligans in it that it had to be about a firm, and so the rest of it I just obviously made up and not well.
You already knew what a firm was and everything?
For sure.
That's impressive.
Okay, yeah, that is going to be impressive. We'll get into that here in just a second. All right,
Everton has their own firm, the County Road Cutters.
Yeah, and they are you a member? Like, do you go out there and do they cut people or?
Well, that was the how they got the name. County Road runs up to Goodison Park, and then they use Stanley knives as weapons. So anyway, yes, we know fucking football, fucking soccer.
David,
I like
get it.
his profile picture matches that comment so well.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you disgust me.
It's football. They used soccer in England for a long time, and then they started calling it football. We call it soccer. We've already got football over here. You know what we fucking mean anyway. So
That's true. Hold on, did they used to call it soccer too?
for sure.
Okay, so
I like having that information. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, that is actually really, really, really good information for all of us to have.
Yeah.
So they used to call it soccer, and then what? They went to the more Spanish, Latin, who call it football, to just to kind of blend in or whatever, right?
And it makes sense. Look, I get it. It's football. It's not hand egg or whatever bullshit saying they say.
I like hand egg, actually. I think I might
But
like that.
at the end of the day,
Egg team.
you know, You know what we're saying, so knock it off.
Hold on, Drew is upset here. Hold on, what? I wonder why Drat actually makes me upset. It's the chat room is going fucking nuts.
We need to do this once a month.
All
You
right.
know what I just did?
What?
Like, do you realize what just happened?
I think if I'm picking up what happened while we were doing the stuff, our kid ran in here and heard the snow cone truck.
Yeah.
You managed to get downstairs, find cash. I mean, am I on right now?
You're getting close. Yeah.
You got outside, found the truck.
It wasn't on our street.
Oh, what'd you do?
Put him on the golf cart, drove around, found it, got him a snow cone, got him back. came
Wow.
upstairs.
Unfucking believable, actually. That was insane.
Way to go. You were gone like 3.5 minutes.
It's the small victory. And he was third in line. It's the small victories
That
in
is
quarantine.
unfucking
Way to
believable.
go.
You didn't think about getting us one? We could pour some vodka in there.
How many bites do you think it would take you to finish a small?
I'll be right back. Hold on.
For those of you who don't know that one, go listen to our show. All right, guys, let's get started on the movie.
All of it.
Green
You'll find
Street
out.
Hooligans. I'm excited about this one, guys. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I really did, and I'm excited to get into this shit. Here we go, guys. Enjoy clip number 1 now. Oh, how's that going? What the fuck?
You don't have the volume off. Look at the little guy.
Oh shit!
One of those good.
Mate.
silent-
Yeah.
Fuck me. If I knew we was going to a bar mitzvah, I'd have brought me fucking skull cap. Mate, Tottenham's due north. Are you lost? Or just fucking stupid?
Still a stand-up comedian, eh, Dunham? Oh, mate. You know, back when the Major was doing your job, he wasn't nearly so chatty. Probably because he wasn't quite so nervous either. Yeah, the Major always preferred a scrap to your yammer.
What is that? Yammer? What is that? You reckon?
Yeah.
Mate, I think you should get on the next train and fuck off out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Before something bad happens.
I do believe Maybe we'll be interested to see exactly what that is. I mean, you're not exactly top-flight mob these days, are you? Hey? More like a two-bob mob.
See? Now it's just plain rude. But hey, if you fancy it, who are we to let you down?
Now, I'm glad. I probably should have watched this movie twice because I picked up all of that. Now that I've got their pacing and all of that together.
Yeah, why? Me too.
So the first time I watched it, I caught fuck all of that.
Yes.
right
Wait,
there.
I got fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
kind of thing. And that's fucking rude. I got
Yama, your Yama.
yeah, but here they're having a conversation about the Major and about how when he would run things, he preferred to scrap to all the talk and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
That would have been good information to know because the whole movie I kept going. Well, the brother is for sure a retired scrapper, like hooligan guy.
Yeah, I wish I would have caught that the first time around.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder saw that coming.
What?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because his hearing is really good.
It is, yeah. And we just watched Ray the other day. We fucking, I'm sure it's like the same.
I bet he loves being compared to.
Super hearing. Ray Charles.
Yeah, it's the same, right? Like it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles for sure. Literally exactly the same.
There are a lot of similarities, I would say.
Yeah, it's like
I just wonder, if that's like one of those things. Just like, nah, fuck.
Yeah, I wonder too. Yeah, that's a good point. It's like, I'm sure like Stevie Wonder probably was like, yeah, you're gonna be the next Ray Charles. Why don't I just be the first Stevie Wonder?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
You think his whole life people were like, I love Ray Charles music.
Who?
It's true.
Oh man. Well, all right. So here's the thing. I go to England and to the United Kingdom quite a bit. I have been there, I don't know, over 50 times. And quite frankly, they love to beat the shit out of each other over there. They fucking love it. They just love it. And the thing is, they don't shoot each other. They just fucking beat the crap.
It seems a lot more organized and like there'll be fights at football games, occasionally, but you never hear of like two big supporter groups going at it like before or after the game or waiting on each other at the airport or
Sure.
train station, which we don't fucking have.
Making the front page of the newspaper, you know, I mean, this is all based on real shit, right? So, is it though, by the way? This is what I can't figure out. And I'm sure our chat room will correct every misspeak this entire time. But like, I thought soccer hooliganism was much bigger in like 70s, 80s. I mean, Margaret Thatcher, you know, was, you know, against all of this stuff. And that's what I recall. I don't, you know, I mean, maybe I guess this limited kind of hooliganism still exists, but it's not anything like it used to be. And I don't know how prevalent this type of thing is anymore. Well, I think they've just cracked down on it. I mean, it's, you know, as I've said, I've told the story about going to see Manchester United at home, and they were playing Stoke City, and it's much different than this. The away people all sit in one section all together in one, and so it's going up in sort of like the triangle of the way that stands work, and then on the stairs on every single step is a police officer, like literally separating them with a line of people, you know, so that they can't get to one another. And I'm told that that's pretty much the norm. You know, that's just the way that it is now. And then they're escorted in and out by police. And, you know, I mean, again, I think, you know, people start dying, they start figuring shit out. But our very first tour over there, we were pretty spooked by the whole term hooligan, because there was a ex-football hooligan on tour with us that was a crew member for Sponge. And it was really fucking crazy to hear this guy's story, like what they would do to people just because they liked another football team. And like they would do this thing, and I don't remember what they called it, but they would basically take two razor blades and they would put a matchstick in between them with super glue, so that when they would be walking by somebody, they could slash them like on the throat or the arm or something that's exposed. And because those two cuts are razor blades, they're so close together, that little strip, it actually can't be stitched without leaving like a fucking massive scar. And so these are the kinds of things. And then they would fucking throw batteries. Like that's where I even learned that throwing batteries was a thing.
Wait, throwing batteries?
Batteries, because you can sneak batteries. Back then, you could sneak batteries in really easy. And think about it. A battery is a really heavy, small thing.
Yeah, that would hurt.
That getting hit in the fucking head with that, I mean, literally could hurt you really, really bad. So
you know who else throws batteries? Philadelphia Eagles fan.
I was trying to work my way to Energizer Bunny, but I couldn't quite get it there. So good job, babe.
Yep.
Also, yeah, because Philadelphia Eagles fans are the fucking worst.
They fucking suck, and they booed Santa. I think they threw batteries at Santa at halftime one time.
Well, you know what?
Lucy was talking.
Here's the thing. This is the reason why they threw batteries at Santa, because that motherfucker sometimes brings batteries not included shit to kids. And all these kids, these Philadelphia people were fed up. They were like, you know what? You don't bring us the batteries, we'll give you the fucking batteries.
Maybe they weren't even that aggressive. Maybe they were just like, oh, Santa doesn't have enough batteries. Let's go help them out.
Maybe it was a gentle toss.
Take these to the children, Santa.
Or maybe it was a whole bag just thrown at his head.
Right. Either way, they meant well.
Maybe it was a sock full of batteries that they swung around and then.
Yeah, no, that was soap. I think that was soap. I'm not sure. But anyway,
That's terrifying.
You know, all of this is real and it's crazy. So going to my first match, I remember being like I wouldn't say that I was nervous. I guess I sort of was. I think I was kind of nervous that like someone would pick me out of the crowd and like want to fucking hurt me just because I was there, you know. And so I just went as a punter. Like I got a ticket and went there, you know. And so I anyway, I guess just knowing all of those stories, you kind of walk down there going, okay. But you know, I think it's almost like, to me, it seems like it's with these firms, it's almost like how it's almost controlled violence. Like they're just kind of there to beat the shit out of each other, you know, not necessarily everybody else all the time. Though I think people do probably get caught in the crossfire.
One of the guys in the chat said that that's more the way it is now. Like, just kind of the two groups will go at it and kind of not attack innocent people who don't want any part of that.
Yeah, James McMahon says only issues if you are in firms, not an issue if you aren't. So yeah, you go there, and but you know, I mean, there's a passion. You know, I mean, you can go into Cleveland here and mention the Steelers or the Ravens or whatever, and you'll get booed. But it's not the same as when you mention the fucking wrong football team in the UK.
I think there's something to this. You know, obviously the UK is a smaller, you know, country. And I think there must be some part of this that's like neighborhood related, you know, because even in London, you've got Arsenal and Chelsea and Spurs. And so, and you could live, you know, only miles from, you know, some other team's territory or whatever. I wonder if that plays a part in it. Yes, they don't like people because they support this team, but really it's more of a, you know, North London versus East London type thing, or, you know, I don't know
what it is. That's what, like, just put it into perspective of Texas high school football. And you hate the team across town. And I mean, especially if, like, where I'm from, Wichita Falls, where you had two teams across the town, you're the same size, you're competing against one another, and the people would do fucked up shit to each other, you know, I mean, all the time. And, you know, it didn't quite get this organized because, I guess, you know, because you're only in the school 4 years, then you go on to be whatever. You go on to Harvard, get kicked out for cocaine. But still,
our high school, some kids came to the thing, and like there's always rivalries, and like our school was like a lower income school, and then there was the school that had like the rich kids, and so they went to a basketball game and threw pennies at all of the kids from our school. And so all the kids from our school went outside and beat the shit out of all of them
with those pennies,
just with their fists and their feet and stuff. And then that just went on for years. It's like every 4 years there's another group. It happens every single time.
This is we got a really good comment here from the chat room. Drew Allison says, hardcore football fans support their local team. So in a way, yes, but some of these clubs are really close to each other. They could work together through the week and kick each other's ass on the weekend, kick each other in the head on the weekend. Weird. So that actually makes sense to me. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how you probably do have like a dude that you work with or whatever who supports the other team, and you're cordial to one another or whatever. But then it's like on the weekend, you're on your ends and you fucking fight each other. And that seems like,
I mean, this dude was a freaking history teacher, PE teacher in this movie. Like that's probably some of those kids' parents. You know what I mean?
Ad Kramer says that he kind of feels like we sort of think of them as more like LA gangs or whatever. And I don't think that.
Not at all.
I don't.
No.
That's understand. We sort of.
We live in America, so maybe you don't know what gangs in LA are like, but they're
yeah. I mean,
they talk about it in the movie.
They do, yeah. I mean, you know, they really do have Uzis and they shoot up houses and shit. Like, so we're not saying, and you know what? To be fair, this movie kind of throws to that. Like, it wouldn't have been hard for Tommy to find out where the major lived and go there and burn down his fucking house. He didn't do that. You know, they kept it in the streets and kept that in an LA gang situation. That would have been murders for fucking years. That would still be going on.
Yeah.
You know, that would, you know.
Yeah, that was something I was thinking about in this film. Like, if I knew that dude, or if at least I felt like that guy was responsible for the death of my 12-year-old, it wouldn't have been 10 years later before I decided to do something about it.
Right. And you know, though, at the same time, isn't every person going, why would you take your 12-year-old into that situation?
Absolutely. That's why I rephrased it to, you know, if he thinks that this guy's responsible for it. Because didn't they say at some point in the movie, he trained his kid like a pit bull or something like that, I think was the saying. So, you know, it's not like he didn't want him to be a part of that life. He just happened to get killed when he was 12 instead of 30. You know.
Yeah. Rory Jordan says that Arsenal and Tottenham are actually connected by one road. So, you know, and that's a pretty crazy rivalry, you know? So yeah, let's go back to the movie, you know, where this kid is in Harvard. He takes the fall for this guy who and we have to all be screaming from the rooftops here, right? Like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? And somehow this dude has got this influence over him, or this kid, there's something wrong, or he needs something in his life because he's just, fuck it. I'll just take the fall.
Or he just knew that kid's dad, you can't fight that.
Yeah.
Because he's got so much influence.
He had him convinced. Yeah.
He was like, well, I guess the 10 grand is going to be enough.
Yeah.
I'll leave.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of an insult, wasn't it? Like just the $10,000 just laying there and him on the phone talking fantasy football. Did you notice what fantasy football he was talking about, Eric? So
Keyshawn joining back up with the Jets, I think.
With Bill Parcells. He's talking about Keyshawn Johnson is back. It's funny because that's, again, this was 2004. So that was a fucking long time ago. But a really big deal it was back then, So
That's right.
he says, we get the foreshadowing of my dad's going to get elected and I'll hook you back up. And I was wondering about that. So, but yeah, so he gets to England and there's this very, the meeting of the sister or whatever. By the way, did anybody recognize the sister? Sean, did you? So the sister, huh?
I looked her up. I know her from somewhere, but none of her IMDb ring a bell.
She is the girlfriend of the London brother in Mallrats. She's the one that's on the game show. That the dad is.
See, I thought that, and I looked her up, but it didn't. Mallrats didn't appear.
That's fucking her, dude, for sure.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I know her from something else.
Yeah.
Meet Joe Black.
Yes.
Oh wow, what is she in that? Does she have
She's the girl.
She's the main girl.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
That's like one of the only Brad Pitt movies I've
Boys
never
and
seen.
Girls with Freddie
She's
Prinze.
the gorilla in that one.
She's what?
The Medallion with Jackie Chan.
Okay, so
The Rock.
she's done really good.
5 feet apart. That was made last year. They were 1 foot off.
She has aged really well. How old? How
That's
old
why
is
we're
she?
in this mess.
Motherfucker.
They were 1 foot closer than they were supposed
How
to be.
old is she?
She is 48.
Yeah, she's aged really well.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So she obviously, when he gets to town or whatever, there's this whole. It kind of a lot happens. He just got there or whatever. She's already telling him, oh, you should have told dad. And then there's a lot of setup happens right here. You instantly tell that there's this friction between the two brothers. Obviously, one of the brothers is successful. The other one is, in his own, according probably in everybody else's feelings, a piece of shit, But then again, each time on these movies, I think what is interesting is how they're made to be these pieces of shit. And as our friend Michael was saying earlier, or no, maybe that was one of the people that I posted, maybe this is what they're doing on weekends, but during the week, this guy's a pretty good guy. He's teaching kids and, they love him.
That was one of my laugh out loud moments of the movie when he talks about being a teacher and coach, and he's like, "I'm fucking smart.
I'm smart as fuck."
Yeah.
It sounds like the girl from Ozark.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about fuck.
That was on a t-shirt the next day, by the way. When
that
the
was a good
Ozark
one.
thing happened.
I don't know fuck about shit. I don't know which way it goes. But it works.
I don't
both
know
ways.
shit about fuck. That's like when he said
You're thinking Game of Thrones?
Yeah, when he goes, I
do this and I drink something.
I drink
and I know things.
And I know things.
I drink wine and I know things.
Yeah.
And like the next day,
On
it's
a
just
shirt.
all over on the shirt or whatever. Well, anyway, so we are getting a real dynamic of, okay, these two siblings haven't seen each other in a long time. This guy is a fucking hooligan, so to speak. We're going to learn that. We've already seen him fight at this point, right? And but anyway, he's going to give him $100 to take this kid to the match.
The movie would have been over if it was me in this story. They would have been like, "Hey, take him to the football match," and I'd be like, "Nah, I'm gonna go take a fucking nap. See you later." I just got off of a 10-hour flight, and I'm gonna go and crash, and
Nice to
I'll
meet
watch
ya.
your kid while you're on a date and watch
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, good point.
Or even then, the next thing is, here's 50 pounds. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Don't kick
Yeah,
my
he
ass,
doesn't want him to
please.
go with him. Why would I be like, "No, I was just gonna still go"? Like, no, he's a grown man. Like, no, bye.
yeah, you can just definitely tell that this guy is, wanting to experience some shit. I don't know. It's. I kept thinking, man, how far would I let this go before I wanted to get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like at what point would I be like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna. Here's your half.
Definitely, when they put the credit card in my mouth, I would have thought,
yeah,
this is enough.
So let's talk about that even before, because while you brought it up or whatever, because that Chelsea smile, what is it? Chelsea grin.
He called it the Chelsea grin, but yeah, I think also Chelsea
so
smile.
that thing. So Charlie from this movie, the main character in this movie, Pete, is in what's the biker Sons of Anarchy. So there is a guy in that cast who's in a couple of other movies that we've done that actually had that done to him. He actually has the fucking.
So tell me what happens. Like they put this card in your mouth and they push it back so far it cuts your lip.
No,
like,
they just slash you usually. I've heard of it as a Glasgow smile.
I thought something was going to happen. They were going to like jam it in his mouth or.
No, there's that one actor that had this happen to him.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
he's on Sons of Anarchy.
He's in a bunch of shit. What's his name?
And he's been on. I just said all that. I love you so much.
Well, I was looking it up because I've never heard of it as a Chelsea grin. I've heard of it as the Glasgow smile or whatever.
All right, guys. So how? Tell me how it happens.
Hey, I locked Kelsey out of the house. I'll be right back.
Okay, I've done that before.
All right. I'll figure it out. Let's see.
Okay, guys, we're gonna figure out what they actually do to them.
It's a slashing. Use a knife.
I thought,
mouth to ears using a knife, broken glass, or any other type of sharp object.
Mouth to ears.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder what.
So this guy got lucky with a credit card.
I thought they were gonna slide it. Like,
I did too.
try
I
to
thought I
slash his
missed
mouth.
something.
I don't think it's just a credit card. I could fit a credit card in my mouth. That'd be fucking fine.
Yeah. I was like, I could do.
Yeah.
I could do it.
Maybe it tightens she makes it easier to slice or something.
I don't know.
Hey, any of you guys in the chat room, have you ever cut anybody's face open? How'd
Okay,
you do
that
it?
makes sense. Look, if you do it to yourself, do like you got a credit card in there, it's just one little slice on each.
It's easy.
One little slice on each.
What if you just started gushing blood?
Oh, whoa. You fucking did it to yourself.
Oh,
oh my God.
Oh, man. Scratch the magnetic strip.
We could screenshot that and put it out there. It'd be our biggest episode ever. The one where Eric cut his own fucking face open.
So here's how it works. Give me off the money. I'll go to football. And you can have a wander around where Churchill took a Tom. Or whatever it is that you Yanks do in Jolly Old. Tom? Tom. A tom tit. Shit. It's rhyme and slang. Like bees and honey for money. Oh, I could say it to you. Give me the fucking bees.
I made a promise to Steve.
Well, Steve ain't here, is he, mate? I am. And to be honest, you're pissing in the wind if you think I'm taking you with me.
I'm not giving you the money.
You ain't really got a fucking choice, mate. And you're starting to get on my tits. Give me half the money.
Cops!
Oh, well, how fucking stupid do you feel now?
Come on, then. Dance for me, Yankee. Here.
Serves you right for fighting like a bleeding tar. But try that again, and I will kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, the Tom out of me. I get it.
Get up, come on. So, I'm guessing not much of a fighter.
Fighter. It's probably the first fight I ever had.
You call that a fight? Fuck it. I will take you with me. You might learn something.
About soccer?
No, mate. Not about soccer. And for fuck's sake, stop saying soccer.
I got right when he does that part right there. He goes, for fuck's sake, stop saying soccer. I was like, every fucking person in the UK right now is rolling over in their non-existent grave right now, just going, oh fuck, that was terrible.
I know, that's right. Whenever I said the acting's not great so far,
I thought he did good. I
thought the beginning was painful. I didn't see I don't think that they really did well together in the scenes, the early ones.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, I just think Elijah Wood can make anything uncomfortable. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I think it just he always has this weird vibe about him.
Yeah.
You know?
The only thing I've ever seen him in where he didn't was Lord of the Rings, and everything else that's not Lord of the Rings, he's the fucking most awkward, weird person to ever be in a movie.
Yeah, remember him in that what's that comic book movie?
Sin City.
Sin City.
Yes.
Just the
Oh,
fucking
no,
weirdest.
I don't think I saw that one.
Did you
Oh
ever see
my-
The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin?
No.
It's
No.
fucked up. He's like this like evil little kid, and he goes to live with them, and he's trying to kill everybody. And
Oh my
anyway, it like
gosh.
traumatized me. And he's like, he knows he's trying to kill like his little sister and him, but he's trying to tell the parents they don't believe him. It's Elijah Wood, he's a little kid.
Ugh.
Anyway,
No.
and also Happy Feet.
I might have seen that actually. I might have seen that movie.
He's so
He
good.
was terrible in Happy Feet.
Everybody was Happy Feet was terrible.
So awkward.
It was so good until it just got fucking weird. What a weird movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad my kids never got into that one.
He's an eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, and he plays a kind of a creep fucking weirdo, and he's really good, but he's supposed to be the creep weirdo. Did y'all ever
Maybe-
see that with
That was
Jim
a good
Carrey?
one.
What's it called? Oh no, I've never seen that.
It's a great movie.
It is. a
It
good
took
one.
me twice. It took me 2 times to really wrap my head around everything, but
Yeah.
it's really, really good.
So arguing sports with people on that side of the planet it's futile at best. But it's something that for some reason I tend to be sucked into all the time. About how, like, first of all, they'll fuck with us because our guys wear pads and their rugby players don't. And then you can say, well, I mean, we also have 400-pound linemen that can run the 40-yard dash in 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, these are fucking literally they're bred to be able to just destroy you by doing this one fucking thing.
So I lived at the athletic dorm at Texas A&M when I was my first year of college, and I lived in the football wing. And there was a guy from my hometown. He went to a different high school, but a guy from my hometown who was playing football, and he was an offensive lineman. So at the time, Jaret probably like 6'5", probably weighed 340 pounds.
Yeah,
and he at some point just casually mentioned one day that he could run a 40 in under 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I said, and I can't run a 40 under 5 seconds because I'm slow as fuck and I still could beat you in a foot race. And he was like, I guarantee that you can't. And so we went over to the athletic department.
Yeah.
And they've got the laser timer thing, like two lanes of 40-yard dash. And I mean, we got down and, went. And I mean, I was in front of this dude for the first 8 yards.
Yeah.
And it looked like a fucking train as that huge dude just ran by me and must have finished 10 yards in front of me. Like, it was the wildest fucking thing. And then that's when you realize if you got in a fight with someone like this, not only could you not kick their ass, but you also couldn't run away. And so that sucks.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That does suck. Yeah, you always kind of assume that you can at least run away from the big giant guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Also hilarious that in your adult life you're like, let's race. I'm faster. Like,
And then you go to officially prove it.
Yeah.
yeah. That doesn't happen to anybody else since they were 7.
That
Want to
is
bet? Let's race.
Amazing. What an amazing point. It's true.
It's like, yeah, well, my dad could kick your dad's ass anyway.
Like, go get your dad. We have our dad's race too.
Well, I did like this, though, the comparison when he just goes, are you kidding? The Red Sox have a pitcher that can throw the ball 90 miles an hour. Now, first of all, comparing baseball players to any athletes to me is ridiculous because, quite frankly, sure, they're good athletes and what they do is cool and all that. But let's face facts. I mean, most of them are a little tubby, and they
See, that's how I felt about football. We've had this conversation before.
They're not really doing that
But
much.
I've never seen like the big football guys run that fast.
You got to watch the combine sometime.
Because what's that?
So basically it's where they, on ESPN for like 2 days, they have all the guys come in and they have to run, they have to throw.
Oh yeah, I'd
all
like
this
to
stuff.
see that.
And it will literally blow your mind.
I need to see.
Jaret, have you seen those videos of Rich Eisen runs the 40 every year in his suit and dress shoes?
Yeah.
And then they superimpose it because it's the same camera angle and the same area that they run in, and then they'll superimpose like these college guys running against him.
Yeah.
And then they'll move him up like 15 yards and he starts running. And then here comes, I love those things. Every year I look forward to it.
Super funny. Well, anyway, he's like, the guy's just like a 90 mile an hour fastball. He's like, well, that's good he could have a faster wank. Nice. You know, I mean, I just love it. I love those comparisons to all of that shit. But
I think if you can chew tobacco while you play that sport, you lose quite a bit of your ability to say that this is super athletic.
they don't let you do that anymore. Those are
Yeah, you
sunflower
can't do that,
seeds now.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Bummer.
Well, you know, I liked the whole thing where he's, you know, he instantly, I think this scene is where he kind of already starts to take a liking to this kid, you know, because he's like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to take you in here. And what happens in football stays in football. Whatever you hear in here stays in here. And, you know, be careful because the only thing that's worse than a yank is cops and journalists, right? And here we go. Oh, fuck, you're two of those things. Again, some foreshadowing from later. But then we were talking about the Mr. Miyagi scene earlier where he's just like, I didn't quite grasp all of that. Was he saying that they based a movie on him or something and that it was or is he saying that his instructor was Mr. Miyagi?
Well, so he earlier, you know, he says
that he knew karate, that he was like a black belt.
He says that he knew karate. And then, yeah, I think he's saying that they based the Karate Kid on this guy's life.
Right.
And that and so then the guy says, what was your teacher's name? Right. You owe it all to him. What was your teacher's name? And he couldn't remember Mr. Miyagi until he did.
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. It was like, that whole thing was really, really hard to understand because obviously it was like in a bar and all that.
And well, I didn't understand because didn't Karate Kid come out in like 84? So or 85, something like that.
Yeah.
So this guy should have been a lot older.
That's what I mean. He would have been one when this happens. I don't get it.
You should have seen it.
That's fucking hilarious because I didn't even think about that. That's amazing. Now, when Bobber meets him in the bathroom or whatever, and he's just like up in his face or whatever, the only thing I could think about was how bad his breath was.
Ugh.
Yeah, because they've been in there smoking and drinking warm beer. And just, oh man, can you imagine how bad that stunk?
Is it warm beer? Is it always warm beer?
Okay, so they're
warm.
No, they're better about it now. But this was, this was 18 years ago. Now the beer, it's not warm. I mean, a lot of places you get like super cold beer now, but this was 2004, probably shot in 2003. Every single person in that bar was 100% smoking a cigarette, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
And they do serve you those big pints of beer and sometimes bigger. And what's crazy about the UK is every beer that you order in whatever bar comes in a specific kind of glass. So you don't just get one kind of glass for every beer. Like if you order a Stella, that glass looks different than the other beers or whatever. And they like keep it straight. That's fucking cool as shit because it's just, it's neat. But yeah, the beers have gotten colder over the course of the last 20 years. But I will say that it's not like here. I mean, I'll give you an example. Me and Casey took our friend Darren out to lunch one time here, and we took him to that that barbecue place over on the toll road that closed up. Tailgater? No. Tattletale? No. I can't remember. It sounded like a strip club, but it's not.
The mailbox?
What?
Bone Daddies?
Bone Daddies?
Bone Daddies. Was that it?
The barbecue place? Yeah.
Okay, Bone Daddies. That was it. Yeah, Tattletale, same thing.
My God.
And so we all ordered the fucking huge 32-ounce beer or whatever, right? Well, he gets his beer and he starts to take a drink and he's like, oh, there's something in my beer. He's like, there's fucking glass in my beer. And I'm like, fucking what? Oh shit, man, dude, this is, and I go, oh, wait a minute. Is it ice? And he goes, this fucking, his beer was so cold that
how cold was it?
Had fucking ice in the top of it.
Like that frosty little layer.
That's my favorite. I love it when I get a beer that cold.
James, I love that we have English people in here. James McMahon goes, if they gave me Stella in a Heineken glass, I'd kick off. See, it's fucking cool as shit. But anyway, so, we have like refrigerators that have the temperature on there. It's like, it's 28 degrees in here and all that. So, but anyway, it's not that bad. I'm just saying that the guy's breath probably fucking stunk.
Well, I was more concerned about the state of that bathroom, if I'm being honest.
And the pee trough.
They all look like
I was
that.
gonna say that's pretty standard.
Yeah, that's the way that the urinal looks over there for sure.
And what's cool though is that you get to walk down a lot of stairs through some doors into a dark area, into a light area to find the bathroom.
Yeah,
No.
That's also fun.
Very seldom. Like I will say the one thing about the British though that they have down is if you're gonna poop, like everything is private as fuck. Like when they get over here, they're like, dude,
you can see through the doors.
You can see through the doors and you can see under and all of that. It's in there. You literally like close a door and
you're like in an airplane bathroom.
Yeah, nobody can see anything. Like you're full on privacy. So like in our airports, especially, they have like those, and half the time the doors won't stay locked. It's like
I always get somebody
because
like
somebody's put their bag on it and it broke off.
Exactly. Yeah, and so anyway, they
so pooping in public, they've done it right.
Yeah, they've got that figured out for sure.
Yeah, they can stand in a queue. They can poop in public. And
you have to pay for bathrooms there?
That's it, I guess.
No. But they do have this cool thing in some cities where they have these bathrooms that are set up like on the side of the street, and you can pay to go in there.
Okay, so it's convenient.
But it's clean as fuck in there.
Money.
Like it's but you got to pay £1 or whatever to go in there, but it's
£1 for a poop.
It's actually better than trying to go in somewhere and try to find one and press your luck.
All right.
Yeah, so I already talked about, me going to the match when I went to see that. And, I this is actually interesting as well. But when he says that we're the most watched country in the world, keep your head down or whatever, it's very true. Like the few times that we've had anything go on over there, whether it was a fight or something stolen or whatever, it was very easy to pull that security footage for the police. I mean, and they pull it. And it's pretty cool, pretty neat actually over there. All right, we talked about the Chelsea grin, so that leads us to our third clip, guys and girls.
That's super
stuff. I'm super. Thanks for asking.
West Ham football's mediocre, but our firm is top notch and everyone knows it. The GSC, Green Street Elite. Arsenal, great football, shit firm. The Gooners. Tottenham, shit football and a shit firm. The Yids they're called.
I actually put their main layer through a phone box window the other day.
What about Millwall?
Millwall. Where to even fucking begin with Millwall? Millwall and West Ham firms hate each other more than any other firms by far.
Sort of like the Yankees and the Red Sox.
More like the Israelis and the Palestinians. We haven't played Millwall in 10 years. Their top boy's this geezer named Tommy Atcher. Horrible old cunt. Back in the Majors' day, Tommy's son was killed in a scrap. After that, he went completely mental. Lost the plot.
Well, who's the Major?
The Major. Quite a legend around here. He ran the GSE in the early 90s when I was coming up. Hardest bastard you ever saw. They say we kind of lost our way when he left. But believe me, my boys are bringing the old GSE reputation right back.
There's a lot to take in here coming back and listening to this again now. Like, again, I got two really cool things out of this that I didn't pick up on the first time I saw it. The first one is when he starts to talk about the Tottenham, when he talks about their firm or whatever, and he goes, I put their main boy through a phone box the other day. That's the fight that he saw coming up the stairs from the subway anyway, and that they're cleaning up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What, was there a terrorist attack out here?
Exactly. But those were the two guys that were yelling across the train thing from one another. And then they end up fighting. And yeah, he put him through the glass of a phone box. And then the other thing is just him talking about I didn't put together here that he was talking about the Major, and that that we would be able to later put that together. That's his brother. He's saying, like that he was the hardest guy ever. That was the heyday. Guy got killed. And they're saying, that they lost their edge or whatever, but they're trying to bring it back. So again, this probably should have been a 2-timer for me without the closed captions being there. So,
well, if you wouldn't have started it at noon today,
well, yeah, that's a fairly good point. So a lot of comments on the acting being bad. And I'm going to be honest, I am normally really bothered by bad acting, but this movie, it didn't bug me that much. I didn't really think about it as being really bad. And maybe
I just kind of assumed that was kind of like what British people were like.
Bad actors.
I didn't, maybe it wasn't acting. Maybe that's just the way they are. Maybe they're just awkward and weird.
Right.
I only know Daniel Cotton, and
right.
He's kind of awkward and weird.
He's awkward and weird. Yeah, for sure.
I thought maybe they were all like that.
Yeah. Well, so, I like though that Pete has taken a liking to him and that he's, actually just really informing him of all this stuff, whatever. The thing that I hate, and I know you can't do that in movies, but I think in real life at some point he would have said, "Hey man, I just want to come clean about this. Like, I was a journalist major, but like, I promise I'm not get that fucking out there. Like, and that way, I'm out here, I'm fucking fighting and stuff like that. But, I don't know.
Did I miss why they hate journalists so much, or is that just an understood thing?
He talks about it. He says that basically because everything that they say is a lie. And he says right before this particular conversation they're having, he's saying, we beat this team 3-0, but all they can talk about is this fight that happened out thing, and we make the front page or whatever.
God. Okay.
And there's still in real life parts of the UK where they won't sell The Sun, which is one of kind of the daily tabloids, because of a piece that they wrote about a soccer disaster 30, 40 years ago.
So it's a real
and it's a real thing. Like that there are places in Liverpool you can't buy The Sun. They won't even call it The Sun, like in print. So I think there is a distrust in real life that they're kind of basing this on for sure. And then, like Jaret said right at the beginning of this scene, when he says, we won this match, but all they want to put on the cover is this fight.
I remember that because American journalism is just so reliable,
right?
All the time.
Yeah, so spot on, just all the time. You can really count on our. Yeah, it's just the best. We're just the fucking best at everything. I think that this is a thing that that my British friends, they're always surprised that I don't think that everything over here is the best, like they'll be like, well, you're this and your publications, whatever. It's like, that we think all of that is bullshit, right? Like nobody really fucking thinks that that's a good thing.
I mean, there are certainly people who think, highly of American exceptionalism for sure.
There are people, but there's also people that think the same thing about living in another country. And it just, when you can sit down and have like a normal conversation about the shortcomings of of where you come from with somebody, it's actually sort of liberating. Because you can say like, yeah, you guys fucking do this way better than we do. Or yeah, it's fucking stupid that we do this, I mean, quite frankly, it's fucking stupid that people have machine guns and can fucking shoot each other just on the streets just for no fucking reason. It's crazy, but it's where we live. God bless America.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Texas is even more ass backwards because it's like
Texas, our Texas.
Because we're like, have a fucking rifle and go gun somebody down. But then all of us have probably gone to a fucking gun range and shot a rifle before. Because fuck yeah, because Texas.
Yeah, because Texas.
Like I don't know.
Because fuck yeah.
One of our pledge events when I was 18 years old was, hey, let's all go down to the skeet shooting range with shotguns and drink.
Yeah,
they've got bars and gun clubs around here.
Fuck yeah, they do. Yeah,
we got married next door to a strip club, gun club.
We sure did.
We should go in that place one day. I wonder if it's still there.
We talked about it. Was just so goddamn hot.
It was really hot, and he was so hungover.
We got married in a gun shop bar.
Club.
Next,
Jaret was hungover as fuck.
No, we got married in a chapel attached to a motel called Fun City.
True story. Fucking true story.
Yeah, we got to go back there.
Yeah,
it was very romantic.
We got to take you guys to the place of our nuptials.
Yes,
we're right next to Fun City. I wish we knew what the name of that.
I think it was Chapel of the Bells or Chapel of the
No, strip club, gun club place.
I don't know.
Go look at all of your mugs and calendars and visors that you probably bought.
Oh, we did. I wasn't having the upsell. They're like, you need a bouquet? And I'm like, nope, get out of my face. You need rings? Nope.
Well, also,
sign the papers.
We fucking, like, we walk in and, like, our person that performed the service,
she's like younger than me.
She was like this hipster chick, nose ring, fucking
nice.
like full, like the big glasses, and just like looked like somebody we'd be like, you want to get a beer later?
Yeah, she was dressed pretty normal. We should find out who she was. We should track her down.
Yeah.
And then murder.
She doesn't want you to do that.
Actually, the best part of the whole thing is that, so we bought the whole package thing. So
not the whole package. I wasn't
not the bouquet.
Our driver.
Oh, that package. Yeah.
Our driver was also our photographer. And so after the ceremony, he takes us out to go take these pictures in their little makeshift little area where they have all the pictures to take, whatever, so that they can try to sell us all these photos. We should have just said no, because we knew we weren't going to buy any of them. And we were both fucking miserable because it was 115 degrees and this thing is outside.
And Jaret was super hungover.
And I was really, really hungover. And in fact, yeah.
It doesn't sound like you.
I'm embarrassed to say, well, we were in Vegas.
We went to bed like we literally didn't. You know what? We didn't sleep in the same bed at night before we got married, even though we were in the same hotel room. Because I went to bed and you stayed at the casino.
That's right. That did happen.
So funny.
But see, we have a rule when we travel together, whether it's our wedding trip or not. But like, we're both allowed 1 day of hangover. To where like
a full day, like where nobody can fuck with you. It shouldn't usually be the wedding day.
Shouldn't, but
hey,
you know what? That just
choose it.
Hey,
and it was also only like a 3-day trip.
Right.
Right. That did happen exactly that way. But you know, the thing is she was amazing. She was just like, okay, do you want to go back now and take a nap? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna fight to this or whatever. Let's go back and you can take a nap.
We went back. We got married, went back to our hotel room and took a nap.
That sounds amazing.
Got a couple after my own heart.
I'm not sure we were legally married until we got home.
No, I think we consummated it, but
a year and a half before.
It's possible it was the next day. I think we definitely did it before we left the city. Otherwise, I don't think it'd be legal. Definitely wouldn't be legal on Game of Thrones. That's for sure.
Holy shit.
So, you know, that a lot is going on here, you know, with him being introduced into this whole world, and his bobber is trying to say that they're gay, and man, Pete is not happy about that. And you know, he just fucking basically, Matt is like, I kind of like this. I'm gonna fucking just go be in this world now. I'm gonna be honest. There's no way that Pete's house is air conditioned. And there's a very good chance that Steve and his sister's house was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have for sure stayed there.
And Pete's house looked like it smelled awful.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete's house looked like the trap house from that movie Bomb City that we watched, where those kids
yeah, it sure did, man. Holy shit.
And that was it.
Yeah, it did.
With a Hammers flag hanging there.
Yeah. One of the questions I meant to ask was on 5 questions if they knew what the actual name of the team was, the Hammers. But I didn't do that. Good job, though, by you, Eric, for remembering. You know, that one line, though, where he's where he goes to school with him or whatever, and he tells him, you know, like, hey, he's a teacher. You guys, he wants to, so he's going to be the goalie or whatever. And he goes, all right, how do you want me to keep it fair? You want me to let like every other ball go through or whatever? It's like, I wouldn't worry about that. If I were
So I wonder, because that's it, they don't play baseball over. I mean, you know, with limited exceptions.
Sure.
And American football, not a thing. Probably a lot less basketball than we play here. It's football over there. That's football. So I do wonder if me and 4 of my adult friends played a team of 5 English, you know, soccer kids.
Yeah.
Just regular kids.
10, 11, yeah.
At what age would we stop winning?
Oh, like, interesting. Yeah.
We would beat a team of 5-year-olds no matter what. We would beat a team of 8-year-olds, probably.
I think that's where it becomes questionable.
Mm-hmm. I think that's when they really start to develop that skill.
And by 10, I know that we're all going to look like Matt was looking in this thing.
By 10, they're not only beating you, but they're beating the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And, but yes, 100%. Because, I mean, just being, having Jack playing soccer growing up and being on a club team when he was 7, 8, and 9. I mean, dude, there were kids on there that they could do shit that I've only seen on television. Like literally 8-year-old kids that could do the thing where they flip it over their head and over the defender's head and just go and score at will. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
My little girl was on a co-ed indoor soccer team, just, running by, looking for her grandparents, blowing kisses and sitting down in the middle of the match while the other team were kicking it and like curving the ball into the net.
Yeah.
And that kind of shit. And I was like, oh my God. And their other coach was super nice about it. He would like try to get all of his really good players like to stand back by the goal. But the second the ball started moving, those kids were just like, hit.
Yeah, we had a kid when Jack was 7. No, he was 8. Did a fucking bicycle kick. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Insane.
It was nuts. So yeah, I mean, and they're way better over there is what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Because it's all they do. I mean, because their other sports are cricket and rugby. And of course they do play a lot of tennis. But yeah, I mean, you're not doing those things when you're a kid. You play football, you play soccer.
All right, we'll go with 7.
Yeah, I think 7 is where it becomes competitive, I bet. I think the one thing though, if like you had your skinny friends, like if you guys were all fast just because of your legs, you would probably be able to beat them in speed. But I think once they hit that first growth spurt, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, and I can only run fast for about 15 seconds because of the 30 years of smoking.
Well, I was just about to say, you probably need to take about a 6-month break from smoking, be able to do anything without coughing up some shit.
Well.
All right, so how about this fucking Tommy guy though, man? When he goes up and he's in the restaurant and they come in and they see, I think it was the guy's name Bubby or some shit.
Yeah, I thought
Dover.
Oh, okay. I thought Bobber too.
I thought it was Bobber.
I was like,
Bobber. Yeah, Bobber.
That's an adorable name.
Yeah, this guy cannot talk like that with a name like Bobber.
Yeah, Bobber.
Bobber.
Yeah. They everybody gets nicknames over there. Like if your name is like we have a friend's his name is Graham, but his name is Graz. And if your name is like Jennifer, you're Jazz. Like everything's, or you could be Daz or.
And they call Paul McCartney Maca or something like that over there.
Macarena.
If you're Jill, are you Jizz?
Yes.
Fuck, I hope so, man. But anyway, just this Tommy dude, like just with the trying to continue his conversation, and he goes over like the guy. So the dude he basically goes, "Do you know who I am?" And the guy goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Well, that's bad for you then. I fucking told you to do something." So you can only think like, was there a right answer? Like Eddie said, no, I don't know who you are. Then would he have been like, okay, well, I'm going to give you a break. I think either way, the guy was fucked.
No, the right answer is you turn around and go, shut the fuck up. You're going to get my ass kicked over here.
Exactly.
Dumb bitch.
That's some fucking Texas bar shit where the girl has to talk so much shit that you end up getting your fucking ass beat.
For sure.
Like, honey, there's fucking 5 of them. And listen, I'm not that funny. Shut the fuck up.
You're not going to let them talk to me like that, are you?
Said that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, this is bad. This is really
I'll be honest,
bad.
I was a fucking loudmouth before I had a child, for sure. Now I'm like, if I got murdered, it'd be pretty sad.
Yeah.
But before then, like I would have been like, fuck you, like for sure.
Yeah, that's a thing, right? All right. Well, okay, they're gonna make their way to Manchester now. And I am going to now show you guys this next clip, and you're gonna fucking like it, whether you like it or not. You hear me well?
Yeah, but we like it, so it's fun.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Pal. Listen, yeah, the flight was in there.
Shit, hold on.
I'm here.
What, Manchester?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
40 of them are waiting here, all getting.
I suck at everything.
No, you don't.
Here it
You might suck at everything.
That Super fucking mean. So I think one of the things, though, that's funny to notice here is that this is where we start to get glimpses into everybody's real day jobs. And this motherfucker's an airline pilot.
Right. I was wondering what that was. I could tell it was something official. I didn't know if it was military or
okay. So
whatever.
I just assumed, and then I went, but he actually says it right here.
Oh, he does.
Yep,
Okay.
listen.
He looks like Dave, where are you? Yeah, sorry, Mr. Pal. Listen, yeah, the flight was in there.
Fly fast.
I'm here. What, Manchester? Yeah.
It's like 40 of them are waiting. They're all getting very fucking excited. So, Al, listen. Yeah, Bob. Do you hear that?
Yeah, man.
Mate, they're waiting here for you. Don't roll into Manchester, do you hear me?
All right, nice one.
Oh, later.
We are fucked.
What's happening?
We're waiting for us at the station. What, they know we're on it? Yeah, must have a scout watching us get on. How many? 40, 50. Can't we just get off at the next station?
Nah, this is a fucking express train. Don't stop till Manchester.
Is that right, bruv?
Is that right, bruv?
Brav. That guy was awful.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty fucking awful. The guy who says that, express train, like he reminds me of Josh from Lacey. Did that guy ever remind you of that, Josh?
No, but it is funny because like specifically what all the accents are and where they're from, and I'm just like, hey, that one's John, and that one's Daniel, and that one's Josh.
Right.
Like, you know.
Well, I know some. I'm not that good, but
But I have no idea.
Yeah, I can pick them out. For the most part.
You're like the guy in My Fair Lady.
What is that mean?
Well, isn't that story around a cunning linguist who can figure out all of the different dialects from all the different parts of London and whatever?
He's just so cunning.
And he turns so then he turns her from like a Cockney into a lady or Scouser or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, you're funny.
Why?
Like I amuse you. Yeah, man. So did you guys pick up on the fact that Pete had said the last time that they were there, or the last time Manchester came to them, that he had gone too far and really fucked somebody up? Mm-hmm. And then so Tommy goes, you just make sure that this guy gets Pete, and he turns around and his fucking eye is fake and his face is all just fuck. Oh man, it just, it's crazy though. It's like my dad was in a street gang back in, I guess the 50s or whatever. I don't actually know the years, but he grew up in Pittsburgh and they didn't have any money. So he was on the streets all the time, and he was in a street gang. And, it's funny how there's just, there's a certain distance you go in these fights, to where even, I don't mean to point to the end of this, but when someone is down, like, and dying, everybody fucking stops, and it's like, oh shit, okay, we've gone too far this time. And they joke about it in the whole Anchorman thing, right? Where they're just like, Brick killed a guy. Where did you get a trident? And he just goes, oh, okay. But seriously, it's like, it's just an interesting thing. It's like
it's like unspoken rules almost.
There
right?
are, and you notice that none of them are bringing knives.
I thought that too, because then when he
got that thing out, right? I thought that when he got that baton out,
he broke a rule. I know that there's a rule there.
I was wondering the same thing. Like I'm just like, why didn't he go in? Like,
why isn't everybody else bringing those things?
Right, exactly.
A baton or whatever.
Yeah, he brought a baton to a fist fight. I've heard that a bunch of times in my life.
Not fair. Yeah, that was in Indiana Jones, one of the movies.
Yeah. Now, so the GSC was back after this fucking fight, and it was all Elijah Wood's doing. He had what a great idea. Pays the guy a few bucks to let him roll that truck through and lets him out. He's just like, give me 5 seconds and get the fuck out of here. Here's some money. It's brilliant. Then he's just this famous Yank, and people are talking about him and shit, and his dad shows up. And so that's when shit goes pretty much like, uh-oh, this is not good, right? He's The talk with his dad was pretty uncomfortable. You know, I thought it was really well done, you know, but he's obviously this angry kid whose dad worked all the time. His mom obviously passed away. And
yeah, but I mean, he must have liked his dad or something about his dad enough to go to Harvard to study journalism. You know, it's not like, I don't know, like people who hate their parents and then want to be the opposite of them or don't want anything to do. I don't want to be like you, Dad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There had to be some part of it that was appealing to him.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Or at least you go through the motions because that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you got this great, big, successful dad, and he's just like, okay, I've got you set up. And that's kind of the way it came across to me. Oh, what? You're going to shake another hand, and then I'm going to go up this, and then I'm going to get into this school. It's probably been like that his whole life. He got me my internship at the Washington Post or whatever. I'm making that up, but you know.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I just feel like if I were going to fake it till I make it, that's a lot. I would be more likely to do that at like University of Texas at Arlington.
Yeah.
Harvard.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I mean, what, months away from graduating as well, you know, like that.
Yeah.
That's the part that's hard to buy into of the whole, like, man, dude, you're almost done. Like there's
and he's doing graduate level work according to the note on his paper. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anyway, he's spotted doing that meeting, and basically his dad, you know, I thought there was a bit of a fun sort of connection with the two of them where he goes, you know, I don't want to go and do this or whatever. He's, you know, it's a free lunch. Just come on, just go over here with me. Let's go have lunch with the fucking guy.
Come eat some of this notable English cuisine.
Yeah. Well, and you got to think it's getting pretty fucking bad because the sister basically spills it to Steve. At this point, you have to know that Steve was at least involved. I don't know that you know that he was the major yet, but you've got to be thinking something. And then he's busted going in there. And here's where you find out that Stevie was indeed the major, because he walks into their old bar for the first time in years, and just the whole place is like, oh shit, you know. Boy, that journal, you know, that's the thing. You got to fucking put a password on your shit.
You need to put a password, or just do what normal people do and just talk about your feelings. You know, dear diary, today I was sad.
I would love to read your diary.
Yeah,
Eric.
me too.
Sorry, I haven't written in so long.
Yeah.
I used to try to, I wanted to be a diary writer so bad, and I would try so hard.
No, it's not going to happen for me. It's not in the cards.
No? Yeah, me either.
I mean, I understand the whole idea and just getting out your feelings and your ideas, or trying to document whatever the purpose may be, but it's just not.
As an adult, the concept of journaling, I get that, but as like a little kid, I really wanted something interesting to write in there, and it just wasn't.
Yeah,
and it's like a book fair kind that were like fuzzy, and the lock would always be broken.
Oh, the locks. Yes.
I feel like this is more of a female thing, so the answer is probably no. But I mean, of course, this is open to Eric and Sean too. Has anybody ever been in a relationship with somebody that journaled? Anybody? No. Because I have, and I could see, because I don't like to go through people's shit, so like I don't even like to dig in her purse for keys. It just bugs me. I think people should have their own property, and that's your shit. But I would think that the temptation to like read somebody's shit would just be, you know, for some people very, very hard to ignore. And so I do have a friend who basically lost a fiance because he journaled and wrote down all the shit that he was doing.
See, and that's the thing. I always, even if you're not doing anything wrong or whatever, just putting it out there, it's like somebody's gonna find it at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Technology, man. There's so many apps you can hide things. It says it's a calculator. All your shit's hidden in there. It's all over the place. That's why nobody knows what their kids are doing nowadays. Can't be hard to hide a journal.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is terrifying. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, it is time for the next clip. I believe. Oh no, well, we do need to say that Stevie does stay here when he's talking to him in the bar, and he talks about the whole thing about how, you know, I was the major and I saw Tommy's son get his fucking skull crushed, and I was just like, I'm out. And then I met your sister, and she said she would leave me if I ever come back, you know. And man, did I not think this was going to go this way. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I was not prepared for this, Eric.
Well, it seems to happen about every 20 minutes or so.
What? Oh, a clip?
Get all those juicy details, mate. Writing it all down. What? You fucking journal!
You sure you know what you're doing here?
It's fucking undercover! Don't tell him nothing!
I said, are you sure?
What? You already knew?
All I know is he studied journalism right at Harvard, but he's dropped out.
We found his journal. Full of stories about all of us.
It's just a fucking diary.
Ned saw you at the Times with a couple of journals.
That was my dad. He's the journalist. You knew that.
Your man's a fucking journal and you knew about it. Look, that don't mean nothing yet, boss. You what? He studies to be a journal. His old man is a journal. What's the fucking difference? You let one of them get in with us.
I wasn't trying to get anything.
You shut up! I don't care who he is or what he's done. You don't do someone on the deck. What's fucking wrong with you, eh? He's gonna bury us all and what? You're just gonna sit down and watch him do it? Nah, Steve, you're the major. You started this firm. I'm speaking for all the boys here when I say we've got the biggest ruck of our lives coming up and your brother's too much of a bottle job to lead us.
The GSC is Pete's firm, all right? He calls the shots.
Yeah.
Did he say you don't do someone in the dick?
Yeah. Is that what he said?
The deck.
I couldn't figure that out either. You
Like,
don't.
is that like their home, like their little turf, the bar or the
Oh,
right?
you don't do
So
someone.
maybe you take it outside, or maybe you go somewhere
Right.
that's not at home or something.
But then again, he just fucking.
You don't dig someone in their duck?
No, you don't do them in the dick. Like, this doesn't work.
Docking.
Docking.
It's docking.
It does if you're
yeah.
uncircumcised.
Yeah, which penis opens up to accept the other penis?
Right. Well, you open them both up.
Situation like that.
And then they stick together because
Like a Chinese finger
because
trap.
of the semen.
Oh, this.
Oh, the pre-cum, you mean?
Well, that
Well,
too.
depending
Oh,
on your timing, I
he's
guess.
saying James is saying as in on the floor.
Oh, the guy's already on the floor. Don't kick him while he's down.
When they're down.
There's the rule. Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting, but obviously that doesn't in a street fight that couldn't be a thing. You're just saying that's you're supposed to say get up or something like that, right? Or I don't understand.
Or you say hit the deck, like if someone's
Whenever we do movies, whenever we do
Good
English movies,
point.
we need to have somebody else on here, and they're not allowed to talk unless we're just for translations.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually. Man,
I went off in a way different direction.
we
with
have
that
5 or 6 of them in here. That's really, really good. Yeah, on the deck, as in you don't kick them when they're down.
Yeah, you don't
We-
kick them in
we
their
get
duck.
it now, but we're stupid. We
Yeah.
elected Donald Trump as president.
We're
So
figuring it out.
That was a-
oh boy.
That was a hard we. you
Yeah.
said.
No, that's the old cast. Sorry.
That's
right.
Sorry, what happened?
Huh?
Yeah. Well, this is obviously this always happens in movies, right? The fucking lieutenant gets pissed off because he's not, getting the respect he needs, and the fucking guy who's in charge is not doing what he's supposed to do. So he goes and he meets with Tommy, tells him that the Yank is a journo and that the major is there at the club. And, basically fucking just throws him to the dogs, right? I mean,
And, yeah, should have got his fucking ass kicked for that.
yeah. But the thing is that he's not even, he's standing there, takes them to the place, and then he's about to tell him, wait, okay, don't do, and then just gets knocked the fuck out, right? And then
That's true.
And then the dudes just come through windows like they're fucking commandos in the goddamn, like in some fucking crazy video game or whatever.
Yeah, they rappelled down through the windows.
Like
guy comes in with a firebomb.
Like Planet of the Apes or some shit, where they just like fly through things. And
yeah, why?
Yeah, and but I guess they set the bar on fire because that's their home turf or whatever. But yeah, he whispers in his ear, dude, he's like, you die tonight and me and you are even. It's like, oh God, that was fucking fucked up, right?
That was probably the most tense besides the final little piece.
Absolutely. Well, I actually thought they were going to kill the fucking guy. They don't, he's hanging on or whatever. And then you have the two guys, the two best friends have to fucking work their shit out. And he basically just tells him, you're fucking gone. Go away. He was like, trusting lads has always been my problem. And, he trusted him really bad, And then Shannon shows up and beats the shit out of him in the hospital. And he just stands there like that other movie we just saw. Remember? The other movie that we just watched, the wife starts beating the shit out of the
Gerard
guy.
Butler.
Yeah. And
right.
Yeah.
Den of Thieves.
Those are all
Den of
movies
Thieves,
Sean
right.
picks. Yeah, who picked this one, Sean?
Sean, is everything okay at home?
In all the movies Sean picks, a girl beats the shit out of a guy, and the guy
and
just
he just
stands
sits there
there.
and takes it.
Sean, do you want to talk to us about something?
Blink twice if you need help.
I don't know. I haven't seen this movie in so long since when it came out, and I thought it'd be good to incorporate our UK people too. So
Yeah, great. Well, and
that's all
so
I got.
Paul Horton saying, this isn't too far fetched. West Ham and Millwall hate each other and wouldn't grass each other up.
Not familiar with that turn of phrase.
I think it means wouldn't get each other high.
Wouldn't grass each other up.
I just made that up.
Grass up.
Yeah, I just made that up. So, finally they're going to settle all this for once. I wondered why they wouldn't just wait for the game and just let it build up, but he's ready to fucking settle all this shit. And, he's basically telling the dude he's got to go home. And, my brother's in the hospital. You need to get the fuck away from here. And we all know what's going to happen, right? But how about, go ahead.
I looked that up. What he's saying is, to tattletale on somebody. So you wouldn't, even though these two guys hate each other, these two firms hate each other, you still would not go and rat somebody out.
Yeah. Grass means not to snitch. Sam says, dob them into the police.
Every explanation just has another word that I don't know.
Are you saying Pam or
Pam?
Guys, I think I can clear this whole pan situation up, actually.
It's P-A-N-M.
Were you guys surprised, those of you watching this for the first time, when she's there by his hospital bed and she's like, you're going to be fine. They say you're going to be okay. It's just going to take some time. And we're leaving tomorrow. Like,
yes.
I was very surprised that
I was too. I felt like he was protecting her brother.
Yeah. And there was an explanation for why he was there.
But did she even know any of that?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Elijah Wood tells her when she's packing, he goes, he was there to protect us or whatever.
But it's like she had already made up her mind at that point.
Already. Yeah. Dob, by the way, dob equals tell. So I'm going to dob you.
Well, and she wasn't wrong. I mean, she showed up and they were like, there's his wife and kid. Go fucking get him. Like, she knew it wasn't safe for the baby there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question. I mean, good point. Good fucking going, Casey.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, Casey, but that is good.
You know that back home, nobody's going to care about your rep here. You know that, right? I'm going to call a cab.
Oh,
they tried to make him look hard, like he's changed from Harvard college kid to like deeply ingrained in this lifestyle over the course of 4 weeks. But he still looks like a fucking pussy.
Yeah, you can't rough up that face.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think that sometimes it's the small little wiry guys that you got to be worried about. That's pretty common. I mean, they're little scrappy
true. We all have that person from our school who was little and you didn't want to fuck with.
No, he beat the shit out of everybody. It's fucking crazy, right?
You're right.
Man, Aaron Rodriguez is in the chat room or is in the chat, like speaking some kind of other language or whatever, and then doing laughy face.
It's Russian.
He's speaking Russian, or they are speaking Russian, and then doing laughy face. And I'm gonna be honest, are
you worried he's making fun of you?
I think they're probably making fun of me. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. It's like
I have Google translated most of these. It might be a bot.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have a feeling it's not even real.
I like that it's a robot with a sense of humor.
Robot's cracking itself up over there.
It thinks it has a sense of
I like that it just laughs in the middle of the sentence. So it's like, hand me remote. Please hand me remote.
Well, it's about trying to get you to sign up for $3.99 a minute sex calls, I think.
People don't get these fucking movies streamed for free?
Is that really what it is? It's like a bot trying to sell us something?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think it's a bot.
Oh.
The last one said, this film, ha, 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 smiley faces, well, complete shit. So at least,
okay.
At least the bot,
No, that sounds legit. Okay, wait, what's this one say?
Here we go.
the bot is self-aware, at least. Let's see.
So there's another one.
Wait, he can understand us, but he can't respond to it in English?
He says, sorry, it's Russian. We all knew that.
No, we got it. We just thought you were fucking with us.
Sorry, we said you were a robot.
we just thought you were fucking with us. So, yeah, welcome.
I was just learning to love.
Man, this is with everybody getting ready for the fight. It's pretty fucking dramatic, right? I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
just like all of the dudes kind of like just taking a minute and thinking and just, I mean, because you walk into these things not knowing whether you're going to be scarred for life. You could be the next guy
Or have a life.
Well, good point. You could be the next guy with a glass eye,
What?
Yeah, it's a poem I just wrote. It's called
Don't cry, dry your glass eye.
No, it's called
Dry ya. Why'd you say it like
It's
you were
called-
fucking Fran, whatever her name?
Fran Dresser.
Don't fight. You could be the next guy with the glass eye. That pretty good? No. All right.
I think that was okay. Not your best work.
Yeah. Actually, this might be insightful. Here's Paul Horton again. Paul says, there has been deaths between Millwell and West Ham. A Millwell fell on a train tracks and was run over escaping West Ham fans, and a West Ham fan was chased and stabbed to death at the embankment. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I mean, which again is why they're fucking shutting the shit down, right? And taking it very, very seriously as far as, and I'm sure, the reason those guys had to put their hoods on is that, the police know what they look like. It's not that difficult to recognize them. It says you should watch the spoof film of all football hooligan films, Hooligan Factory. Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch so this is like a whole category of a bunch of like hooligan films. Is it like whenever like Remember the Titans came out and everything was weird like that for like a couple of years?
Yeah.
Or
maybe
what was weird, like Blindside and then Remember the Titans? What else?
There was like a bunch of like just
We Are Marshall.
Oh, that, yeah.
But they're saying a spoof.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. This has to be a whole genre of movie if there's a spoof about
Got
all
it.
the movies.
Okay, so there's a bunch of hooligan movies.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There's a second one of these. Green
Is there
Street
really?
Hooligans.
Really?
There's a third one.
So is it the same actors?
No.
No.
Okay.
Because he did.
Oh, he did. Who did?
Which one?
Not in real life.
Oh, Petey.
Yeah, unless it's a fucking zombie movie. I don't
He
know.
only called him Petey when he was dressing up as. He's like talking about it. He's like, where is she? What's she?
No, the third one, a dinosaur pterodactyl comes in, grabs his body, takes him into space, and then they play space soccer.
I like that.
Space Poke.
That sounds good. I'm gonna watch that shit for sure.
I found a new bit for my pre-synopsis when I don't have any idea what the movie's about.
Here you go.
Now-
Take it into space.
Now, all right. Also, this, we've talked about this fight a bunch. The guy gets the baton out or whatever, and this whole thing where he starts to yell at her to come there or whatever, that was really confusing to me. What was he trying to do? Get her to take him to the hospital or something? Like, was Matt trying to get Shannon
to get him in the car so she could get him some help?
So they could get him some help. But what he did was he sucked his sister into basically them knowing, hey, that's the major's wife and kid. Let's really get our revenge.
Yeah, also, don't fucking drive your baby to the gang fight, you dumbass.
I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that that's what was
Especially if she's literally leaving the country because of her husband going to
because you think it's dangerous.
Firm. Yeah.
Right. Well, was she just going there to get him to be like, dude, get in the car. We're fucking leaving.
Doesn't matter. Don't go to the gang fight with your baby.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, that whole thing was...
That was a bad mother choice.
Really a bad
I'm sure he had a
choice.
cell phone. Could have just rang him.
Yeah, well, I doubt it was on him. I mean, they were fighting. Yeah.
Where else is he going to put it?
You just set it over on the rocks with your drink, you know? And, just right over there. You know, where he takes him
until you're done.
Yeah, he's standing with wait a minute, that's my yoo-hoo.
The phone. Well, yeah. Well, then like one phone would ring and everybody'd look like all at the same time. Like, oh shit, is that mine? Although it was flip phones, everybody probably had really distinct ringtones back then.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, crazy, everybody just Crazy Frog.
Spending all your money on me. That was mine.
True.
Well, anyway.
That's actually funny because I had. Oh no, it wasn't that song. I was to say my friend did an impression of Sean Connery singing the Milkshake song, and that was mine.
Oh, that's awesome.
The recording of him doing that, but I thought it was my
good.
humps.
My Milkshake break, Trebek. Now this was sad though to me that that this guy just pummels this fucking dude's face and fucking kills him, and then the whole part where they tell the brother. I cried, and
did you?
Yeah, I'll admit it. I fucking cried, and
I thought the brother was getting strangled in the hospital by somebody else. When
Did we talk about the friend, like the guy, the one that you thought was Bobby or whatever?
Yeah,
Bobber. But the fact that he like redeems himself and the whole thing.
Well, yeah, he says, if he first of all shows up to the fight, but second, he's like, if you want to make up for what you did yesterday, go over there and save my brother's family. And he does like a really cool fucking kick.
Yeah, both feet off the ground.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah, it was fucking cool.
It's just interesting that he would do that, like sacrifice himself, because in the middle, Elijah Wood says, it's not even about them having my back. It's like the fact that I have theirs.
Yeah.
And he really did like sacrifice himself for them.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Crazy.
Yeah, stood up.
Because he knew that guy was going to kill him.
He definitely knew that the guy was going to fucking come over there and just absolutely beat the fucking shit out of him for sure. But I mean,
you don't say things like it's your fault your son is dead to somebody.
Well,
unless you want to die.
But he'd already gotten his brother hurt. He wasn't going to let his wife and child get hurt.
Yeah.
You
You
Sucks
killed
for his
your
brother.
son. We didn't.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he wakes up and his brother's gone. His wife is left with the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
You got to think though, in your heart of hearts, that he was able to reconnect with her and say, look, I mean, here's what happened.
Yeah,
and I've lost
hopefully.
my brother and I'm not going to do this anymore. Or maybe she's like, okay, fucking move to Boston away from all that shit. I mean, it seems like they had a good relationship and his heart was in the right place. He was there to try to get this kid to fucking get away and not get himself killed for being a journalist. And, quite frankly, fuck.
And frankly,
I feel bad for the guy. Are you just laughing at his badassery?
No.
No. I think
Ah,
he's laughing
shit,
at
it's
his
the guy
own-
from Sin City.
His own joke.
Is that you? Jesus, man. You look like shit. Hey, Buckner, do you mind?
You said you'd hook me up.
What?
I took the fall for you to Harvard. You said you'd hook me up.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
They were your drugs, and you said you had more to lose, and that you'd hook me up. If...
All right. Yes, I said I would hook you up. Jesus, man. I'm in a meeting right now. Call my office, talk to Cindy. She'll make an appointment for you. You gotta be joking me, spineless shit.
That you'd hook me up. If...
All right. Yes, I said. What the fuck is this?
This? It's my ticket back to Harvard.
Give me that.
I wouldn't do that. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, they reach the sky, and like my dreams, they fade and die. Oceans always rising, hearts everywhere. On through the glowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. United! United!
Did you guys notice when the stupid guy from Harvard is talking to his friends that they go, I can't believe you got that Epstein account.
Yes.
I was like, shit.
How come he spends an entire like long period of time in this fucking gang that has been in all these fights for like months and months, and then he comes home and he looks fucking stupid as hell holding his fist up?
Yeah.
Didn't he look real weird holding his fist up like that?
Guys, stop trying to talk down the toughness of Elijah Wood. Jeez Louise.
I wasn't whenever he was cutting people up in Sin City. He just looked like a fucking dork in this scene with his little soccer jacket and his
soccer costume.
Little soccer costume. Look at his little soccer tunes.
Man, I gotta say, I really did. I really loved this movie. Those of you in the chat room, from the UK, thanks for tuning in. If you guys dug this, give us some feedback. I mean, if this is something y'all would want to do on a Sunday every now and then, we should certainly think about doing that, because this has been fun and different for us. It's nice to not have to go right to bed, now, or have to get myself drunk to stay up.
To not hang out with you till 3 a.m. drinking after a podcast will be nice.
Hey, the night is young, sir. The night is young.
Yeah, now we just have an earlier start on a long night.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. Amy, what do you think?
I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't absolutely hate it, but I don't like watching a whole lot of fighting.
Yeah.
Like watching boxing and stuff. I just don't like it.
Not your thing.
But I liked the music from it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. I wouldn't watch it again.
Right. Not
and it
even
was hard to understand.
Not
also.
even now, knowing that you would understand more of it if you were to watch it again.
Did I say that? I said that.
Yeah, she called it.
It did. I just went, Amy is not going to be into this one.
No.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That's why it's fun for us all to watch these things out of our whole element. Now, Casey, you had seen this before.
Yeah, he didn't realize till the last scene of the movie that I had seen it before, because they get into the last big brawl and he starts talking and we start talking and I just go, you're going to want to watch this. And he was like, if something happens to that baby, and I said, nothing's going to happen to the baby. He goes, well, and he goes, have you seen this before? I was like, yeah.
Well, I was like, I was thinking, and it's funny that it went that direction of them actually going towards that car, because I was like, okay, kid for a kid is not a thing.
No.
Fuck. I'm like,
when
Jesus Christ. I mean, and I could see them hitting the girl or something like that, which, Jesus Christ, that would be fucking terrible too. Now you were seeing this for the first time, Eric, and you're a fan of the Premier League, of that whole thing. And so, did the tie-in help you to enjoy it, or what did you think about this?
Yeah, maybe that is it, because had this movie been about hockey hooligans in wherever the fuck they put Canada, I probably don't care about this movie even a little bit. But I not only like soccer, but I have a big interest in kind of the culture around soccer and what match days are like and that kind of stuff. I've never been able to go over and watch a match at Goodison Park, and might not be able to. They're going to build a new one, and so the old lady will be no more. So I think those things combined kind of it started me at a higher level than I would have otherwise with a movie like this.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to come back to you, but I just don't want to lose this in the chat. They're talking about another one that we could do, and they're talking about Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which is a great fucking movie, and I'd love to do it. But they're talking about how we wouldn't be able to understand that. The thing is that we'd be able to use the subtitles. So that's how Casey and I get through Peaky Blinders, and for and what's the other thing that we used to watch? Game of Thrones and things like that, because quite frankly, they do talk really fast, and you get and especially in those bar scenes where you can't quite hear it all.
I have to do that with Crocodile Dundee too.
I translated the last Russian thing, and it just says, "Fuck, it would be better to fuck vodka than to be sober and pissed off, in essence, about empty."
Yeah, well, there you go. And I agree with that.
That is true.
Truer words have ever been spoken.
That sounds like a t-shirt.
Hey, let's save that and
Sean, make that a t-shirt.
No, let's make it a review of our show and put it.
That'd be better to fuck vodka than.
Hold on. The translation of empty could be the term nothing. So read it back that way.
It'd be better.
I liked it better last time.
Eric, sorry I cut you off earlier, man, but I agree. I think just the fact that there's a, for me, I think I just have an interest in that. Again, being around a real, former hooligan for 6 weeks and hearing the stories that I've heard, and obviously being in that country for so much and knowing how big of a deal football is to, not only everybody in cities, but, the working man, this is their shit, this is how this is their entertainment. This is their, it's what they do as friends and as families and things like that. Besides music is football. And
we be bowling.
True. Wonder if we could get him to open that up tonight. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this a lot. I was completely sucked in. I actually didn't find the acting to be bothersome. And I actually think that, and I tried to watch Sons of Anarchy. I watched the first 2 seasons and I thought he was pretty bad in that. But again, it is what it is. I had a great time. Thought it was really fun and was glad. Good suggestion, Sean. Good job. Guys, we're on live periodically. So all you got to do is follow us on our Facebook page. You can find us actually anywhere. Our website's JaretGoesToTheMovies.com. Facebook is Jaret Goes to the Movies. We'd love it if you go over there and like it. And why not join our fan page, which is Jaret Goes to the Movies fan page. You can find us on Instagram at Jaret Movies, Jaret Movies. And again, if you'd like to support the show and be in our family, where we're always having a lot of fun and you get to know some other people who enjoy the show. It's really a good group. Patreon.com/Jaret Goes to the Movies. You can email us at JaretGoesToTheMovies@gmail.com or text us, leave us a voicemail. Would love to have you guys from the UK. The number is in the thread right now. And if you're just listening to this in the UK, 714-451-6029, 714-451-6029. Would love to have you guys call and leave us a message. This has been real fun. Good idea. Whoever came up with this. And anything to add, anybody?
Well, you're just saying that it was a good idea because it was your idea.
Oh yeah, that is true. Well, it wasn't my idea to do the movie. It was my idea to do this movie on a Sunday where they could pay attention. And so it's been a lot of fun. We really appreciate you guys supporting us, for listening, and just for keeping us going. 4+ years in, still having a lot of fun doing it. Amy, thank you for taking time away from your family to join us. And Eric, as always, you're just goddamn awesome. And Sean, thanks for the hard work, babe. I'll see you whenever I press stop and we're still sitting here talking about whatever we're going to do next.
Yeah, you want to go sit down there?
Yeah, let's go sit down there. Cool. And for everybody else, we will see you guys down the road.
Shares.
Oh, shit. Okay, guys, thanks for sharing. If you share our post, we will say your name. Tess Green, Nick Brignoni, Joey Bishop, Papa Woody, right above Woody Chambers, Gage Strickland, Laura Gorton, Robert Newsom, Jacqueline Hyde, Oliver Closeoff, Rob Popplestone, Devin Miles Curtis, Kareem O. West, Daniel Cotton, Ad Craner, Vinny Cataldo, Lee Nover, Fiona Freeman, and Lou Brickett.
How did you not laugh at all of her clothes off?
Oh, because that one, I don't know. I kind of got, but Lou Brickett is really fucking funny.
And you fucked up Kareem O. It's not Kareem O. West.
Yeah.
Read that again.
Kareem O. Wheat. We'll see you down the road.
I hope if Woody Chambers ever becomes a grandfather, he goes by Papa Woody.
Holy fuck.